Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're doing another COVID test. Now this is the BinaxNOW by Abbott. The previous one that we did was FlowFlex. I always forget the name, I don't know why. And by the way, we are filming here in 9:16 because it's easy to get myself and the test, everything on the table, so I don't have to shoot too wide. I'm sorry about this angle. It just seemed to be the easiest way to kind of get this done at this point. So you may have seen multiple COVID tests around. Again, we did the FlowFlex where it's a single test only, but now this is by Abbott. It's the BinaxNOW. This is actually the very first one that I heard about being available. It is really hard to get these right now in New York City and across the country. So if you have this one, we're going to be taking a look at this today. All the papers inside, and I'll be taking the test in front of you here, and we'll be getting the results. So again, there are many videos out there where you can find somebody taking the test in 3 minutes. We're going to be going through all the details in this box, just like we did for the FlowFlex. I have no idea why it's so hard for me to remember FlowFlex, but that's the other one. And yes, we did take the test. We were negative. This happened maybe about 3 days ago or so at this time of filming, and it was very easy. So let's see exactly what this is. Before we open this up, let's see. 2 tests. Easy, a simple nasal swab, so it's a nasal swab again. 15 minutes, results in 15 minutes, and 2 tests, which is interesting. I guess people do want to take multiple tests just in case something, oh, this is kind of messy. Just in case they want to make sure they take one, it's a negative. Maybe they just want to reinforce that and just, yeah. So let's take a look at the back if you want to take a look. Now this says the same thing that the other box said, which is this product has not been FDA cleared or approved. Now remember this, exactly the same thing with the FlowFlex, but do not be worried because it says, but has been authorized by FDA under EUA, and I believe that's the Emergency Something Act. So this is for emergency use, and this is why this is allowed to be used at this time. This product has been authorized for only the detection of the proteins in SARS-CoV-2, not for any other viruses or pathogens, and that's odd. It's comma, and then absolutely nothing comes after that. Next, the emergency use of this product is only authorized for the duration of the declaration that circumstances exist justifying the authorization of the emergency use in vitro diagnostics for detection and or diagnosis of COVID-19 under Section 564 of the Federal Food, Drug, Cosmetic Act, 21 USC 360 BBB, unless the declaration is terminated or authorization is revoked sooner. So again, this is a COVID-19 antigen self-test for infection detection. I like how that rhymes. Just as the other one, most likely, maybe we'll go through this, the other test said if you are 14 and over, you can do your own test, but if you're 14, maybe if you're under 14, you will be having to have somebody do that test for you. So we have a lot of information here. Let's see. We have the instructions in Spanish again, and we have them in English. We'll be using the English ones today. This is an information sheet that I found on top. Fact sheet for individuals, Abbott Diagnostics Scarborough Inc., BinaxNOW, COVID-19 antigen self-test. This is dated March 31st, 2021. And instead of reading all of this, I'm going to let you maybe pause. Hopefully it'll focus on this and not my face. So pause. This is a 4K video, so we should have the detail in there. You can pause on that as well. And then I believe this is the same, but in Spanish. Again, if you have any specific questions on this, I can always take a look and maybe we can come back to this. But again, we are going to be using the English instructions here, which open up very much like the other ones. And let's see exactly what we receive in the box. This kind of was all over the place. These, I believe, are the tests inside here. I remember the last time they kind of looked like pregnancy tests. That's the only thing I really know. Next here we have our sterilized nasal swabs. You can see one end where this opens is just the stick. This is the swab. Most likely you're not going to be touching this swab here. And again, you get 2 of these. So I'll be putting one of these aside and only using one. This is kind of a different interpretation of the dropper that we had from the previous test. This is the reagent. So there should be liquid inside here. And if I look through the light, yes, there is. It looks like some liquid inside here. All right, so before we open anything up, again, I'm guessing that this is the test. There seems to be more inside here than the others. All right, so if you want to pause, if you want to take a look at this, you certainly can. But I'll be reading this off and facing this towards me, just because I'll be the one taking this test. All right, so the components are the swabs, in plural, the test card pouches, in plural, the dropper bottles, or this kind of little thing. In this case, we do get this little looking thing. And we haven't opened the outside of the card yet, but we can see the inside and outside of the card here. Now, one thing I did have a question about, I had questions asked to me, and questions, even I have a question about this. What do you show if you're going on a flight? Do you literally take the little test? Do you take a photo of it and bring it, or do you bring the test with you? I don't believe so. So this is something that I would like you guys to do your research about. I'm going to do my research as well, but it's not very clear on how you actually take the test from the FlowFlex. Here, maybe it's easier. Maybe there's a card or something, but in the other one, it's a little bit different. So we're going to open this up here. We're going to start with the instructions. We're going to wash our hands. I did that already, nice and dry. Wash or sanitize your hands. Make sure they are dry before starting. Prepare for the test. We have everything here, and we're only going to be using one of each. So for now, I'm going to be putting a nasal swab, a card off to the side. Hopefully that I can kind of contain everything inside here afterwards. All right, it says, do not touch any parts on the inside. What? Handle card only by edges. I see. Card must stay flat on table for the entire test. All right, so the first step is remove test card. I'm going to move this unless I need this. I'm going to remove test card from pouch and lay flat on table. So let's see, is there an easy way for this to open? Oh, I see that there's a slit right here. So flat on its back here. So this is the front of the test. This here, just before we kind of go away from this is the front. This is the back. So we're laying this flat down like this. You can see that here as well. Make sure the blue control line is present in the result window. If a blue line is not present, do not use this card. There is a control line here, and it is present. Open card flat on table. You may bend the spine in the opposite direction to help the card lay flat. So we are opening this like a butterfly and bending the spine back so that we have the card laying flat like this. Do not touch the test strip. Do not touch this little strip here. I hope you can see that there. It's a lot of white, but there's a test strip on this side, the left side. Once it's open, do not touch that. Remove dropper bottle cap. Already. Hold dropper bottle straight over the top hole. Let's see. The top one here. Not at an angle. Put 6 drops into the top hole. Do not touch card with tip. So even before we do anything, we're supposed to crack this open and place it here. Now, again, I'm going to be showing this to you just because it's clear, just so we are clear. There's the top hole, there's the bottom hole. We will now be putting this in the top hole, making sure that this is flat here. And that's what it's saying to do. You put this inside here, 6 drops of this, before you even open the nasal swab. So let's see if we can crack this open, and exactly like this, 6 drops in it. Do not touch card with tip. So we'll see how easy this is to kind of crack open. All right, 1 snaps. This is almost like the Kool-Aid pack that I remember. from a kid. So put this to the side, and we'll be doing 6 drops of this. Just make sure you can see that little thing. That's how you know it's been properly opened. We push here, 6 drops into the hole. Do not touch the tip. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to put this to the side. I'm not sure if we need this anymore. All right. Keep fingers away from the swab end on this. So again, there's a stick side, there's a swab side. This opens from the stick side, and I will be opening this up here. Before we open this, swab both nostrils carefully as shown, up to 3/4 of an inch up in your nose here. Insert the entire soft tip of the swab into a nostril, usually a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. You do not need to go deeper. And the way that you do it is using medium pressure. Oh, imagine this is the nasal thing. Rub the swab against the inside walls of your nostril. Make at least 5 big circles. Do not spin the swab. So basically kind of like this. Imagine this like that. Each nostril must be swabbed for 15 seconds. Using the same swab, repeat step 5 into the other nostril. And then it says stop. Check, did you swab both nostrils? Hopefully yes. And I'm reading ahead just so I know what to do here. It says insert the swab tip into the bottom hole. So that's interesting. You're going to kind of like insert it like this into it. You're not going to dab in. So you insert, turn the swab to the right 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Leave the swab in the card for the remainder of the test. Note, false negative results can occur if the swab is not turned. And then after that, you're supposed to pull the adhesive on this side, peel adhesive liner off, be careful not to touch the other parts of the card. Oh, and then I see you flip it over and you shut it, and then you leave it there for about 15 minutes, and then that's basically it. So let's kind of move this out of the way so we have what's important here right in front of us. We have the reagent in this card already. This, what is this? Oh, this is just so no moisture kind of like occurs here. All right, so we're going to open this, holding this here. This you do not touch. You do not touch that swab. So we're going to be doing this for 15 seconds in each nose, and then inserting this inside here. So we'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have it. We insert right inside here, and we turn this to the right. 1, 2, 3. Do not remove the swab. We will peel the adhesive off, and then we will flip this over here. Close left side of the card over the swab. Press firmly on the 2 lines here. You can see the 2 solid lines. I hope you can see that. Press firmly and keep card face up on the table. And now we wait for 15 minutes, and this must be read within 15 to 30 minutes after that test. Set an alarm for 15 minutes from now.
Your alarm is set for 9:11 p.m.
All right, so it feels kind of fresh in here. So it says do not move or touch the card during this time. So we're not moving this lollipop looking thing at all. It says wait 15 minutes, read the result at 15 minutes. Do not read the result before 15 minutes or after 30 minutes from this point. So you have 15 minutes to actually read that test. Note, a control line may appear in the result window in a few minutes, but a sample line may take as long as 15 minutes to appear. Note, results should not be read after 30 minutes. So let's take a look while we're waiting. I'll pause after we finish looking at this. How to interpret the results. Here you can kind of read along with me if you'd like, if you want to pause. So check for a positive COVID-19 result. Find result window and look carefully for 2 pink/purple lines. Positive result. If you see 2 pink/purple lines, parentheses, 1 on top half and 1 on the bottom half, that means COVID-19 was detected. So it's very much like the other one. You can see at the very top here, if it is solid, it's definitely yes. Even if it is faint, it is also a positive yes. Below are photos of actual positive tests. On the right, note how faint the bottom line can get. So wow, if you see here, this one, it looks like it's nothing at all. And that is a positive test. B, check for negative COVID-19 result. Find result window and look for a single pink/purple line in window. Negative result. If you see only 1 pink/purple line on the top half where it says control, this means COVID-19 was not detected. So if you want to take a look at this one here, the test control line is positive. Absolutely nothing here means negative. Now C, check for invalid result. If you see any of these, the test is invalid. An invalid result means this test was unable to determine whether you have COVID-19 or not. A new test is needed to get a valid result. And you know why this is actually good that this is a double pack. Just in case we get a negative result, an invalid result, then we have another attempt to do this here, because with the FlowFlex, it was only a single time, and you would have to get 2. If you only get 1, and you get an invalid, then you have to go back to the store, and hopefully they still have it. Where at this point, it's most likely a no. So, there is a technical support number 2. I'm going to let you take a look at this right here. Where's the technical support number? That number is right here by my finger. All right, so blue line, control only. Blue line, invalid result. No line seen at all, invalid result. Pink/purple sample line only, invalid. That means no control line of any color. Blue control line and pink and purple sample line, invalid test. So after, dispose the test kit. Throw away all used test kit components in the trash. Report your results. Please share your test result with your healthcare provider. A second test should be obtained over 3 days with at least 36 hours in between tests. Now, this again does not give any information about if this is positive or negative. And I say that because it does give you a positive or negative. But let's say I'm negative. I need to show a negative result to my airline or something like that. Like, I'm sure they'll have wording on there. I'm not currently traveling, so I don't know how to do this. But so many people who are currently traveling did not know what to do. What I could do is, once I see my result, I could take a picture of it. And I'd be like, hey, this is my picture of my negative result. It's a legitimate result. There is a kind of QR code looking thing on here, which is a possibility that they would accept this. But you have to think, hey, my friend is also going to be doing the exact same thing. Are they literally just looking at the picture? Is there something to scan? On the other test that we did from FlowFlex, there was absolutely nothing to scan on here. It's literally taking a picture of this because they say you should throw this away. If it is positive or negative, you should contact your healthcare provider. But what are they going to do? What exactly are they going to do for you to allow you to go on this plane that maybe requires a negative result? That is up in the air. And this is something where I'm seeing that this is not a foolproof plan. Again, if they scan this and this happens to be a barcode that can only be scanned once, then that is perfectly fine. If this is not something that is scanned, or this is something that can be scanned many times, then literally I could sell this result online. And I could be like, hey, anyone, you want a negative picture? Here's your negative picture. There's no way that this kind of has any kind of control over everything. And again, even less with the FlowFlex, because there is nothing to scan. It's literally the test, and that is it. This is why I have a little bit concerned about this. They could have easily put a little QR barcode to scan, or say, scan this barcode and we will upload your results into an app that is secure, because there have been other tests that kind of use smell to see if you are COVID positive or negative. They're not as diligent as the nasal swab test, but at least they had something to scan. At least there is an app that says, yes, you are positive, yes, you are negative, and it could only be you and only be scanned one time. Outside of that, there's nothing that I can see on this that would make this exclusively used for me. If I was somebody who wanted to pass this off to somebody else, there's nothing here that is stopping me from doing so. As far as I can tell, if you see something else on here, maybe there's something on the box that says something different, please let me know if I'm overlooking something here, because I think this is something that would help a lot of people out. All right, right now we have about 8 minutes to go, and what I'm going to be doing is, this is garbage, all this here is garbage. I'm not touching this. There is possibly some reagent left in here, but we don't need it. We did our 6 droplets inside here, and I'm going to be putting the instructions with this. Now this case is very, like, it's so, like, how is this supposed to sit inside here? Does this sit here? This sits here. This kind of sits here, kind of. What's this supposed to be? Possibly for the dropper bottle, but then there's a long thing here. I am not exactly sure what this is for. This is a package. Oh, does this fit right here? Oh, this fits right here if it is only for one person or one test. The other one kind of fits here. This is a messy way of doing it, I just have to say. All right, so we're gonna put this away, put this aside, just in case I need any other kind of test. I can definitely have this here. All right, so I'm gonna pause this and we'll be back here with the result. All right, guys, we are back, and according to this, and I'm happy to report, I am negative, so that's great. So what we do see here, I'm going to lift this up because I think this is done. It's been 15 minutes, and I'm going to accept these as the results that I see here. So I'm picking up the lollipop. I hope no juice like comes out of this, because I hope there's a napkin. I don't have a napkin. Anyway, I'll clean up the juice if it does happen to drip out. But I just want to show you this here. So you can see the result. The top line is kind of purple-pink, and there's absolutely nothing under the sample line. And if there was even the faintest bit in the sample line, that would mean that I do have COVID, but in this case, I do not. And what I'm going to do, and this is the only thing that I can possibly think to do, is I'm going to take a picture, and hopefully, like, the metadata in the photo will be enough for me to use this. Now, I'm not going anywhere that requires a test to be done, but as you can see here, there's some kind of like QR barcode right here. I don't know if that's a single time use. I don't know if that's scanned. As much as I looked into the information, it does not say anything. I'm taking a picture of the back here, even though that really has nothing relative to this test. But yeah, that's basically it. Came back here with a clean negative result, so I'm very happy. But this has been your walkthrough of trying to get all the information possible that comes in this BinaxNOW so that you can take the test properly at home. Again, well, if you're here, you've already seen everything. Again, there are tests that you can like take a look at on YouTube that are like 3 minutes long. But this is encompassing everything. This includes the information, the papers, what's included in the test, and taking the actual test and viewing and interpreting the results. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about anything, put it in the comment section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you again. Be safe, guys. If I can help anybody out in any way, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But thanks. I will see you guys next time.